Brothers and sisters, welcome to the DIY Band Bible. My name is Taylor Bates, and today's sermon is part 2 of our series,
The 10 Commandments of a Successful Band.
This collection of videos will cover 10 extremely important core principles that will help your band establish a strong foundation. In my last video, commandment number 1, we discussed why it's important to determine and develop your band's identity. If you missed it, then be sure to go back and check it out right here. Today's sermon is commandment number 2.
Communication.
One of, if not the most destructive and harmful force of evil that can tear apart any band is bad communication.
It's a sneaky devil!
That most rockers fail to recognize before it's too late. You will spend a lot of time with your bandmates over the lifespan of your band. If you're not careful with how you talk to your bandmates, then it can be very, very easy to step on each other's toes or hurt each other's feelings. Each member of your band will have their own personalities, their own abilities, and their own lives. They will have their own unique strengths, which will help you push forward in unique ways. But without a doubt, they will also have their fair share of weaknesses. That's where being a tight-knit team that knows how to communicate comes into play. You can help compensate where your bandmates are struggling, and vice versa. If you need help, then knowing how to communicate and express that to your bandmates in a healthy way, that's the key to any good good bandmateship. Figuring out how to successfully mesh everyone's personalities together is only half the equation. The other half is learning to communicate in a healthy way. Language and communication is kind of like the Wild West, because anything goes. Expressing your thoughts and feelings to your bandmates can be dangerous. You could say the exact words that you mean, but the way that you say them can change the entire meaning.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Bull! Your tongue is sharper than any two-edged sword, so learn to control it. And there's a clause to this. It takes 2 to tango, baby. Have you ever expressed a feeling to someone that wasn't meant to be hurtful, but they took what you said all wrong, and everything just blows up in your face? Half of the meaning of a conversation is in the way that we choose to receive what is being said to us. So how you choose to listen to your bandmates and how you choose to respond can drastically escalate or de-escalate a touchy situation. Unhealthy communication is something that I'm personally extremely guilty of over the years. I have a driven and strong-willed personality, which is great for getting stuff done. But it's one of my biggest pitfalls for when it comes to trying to push my bands forward. I don't realize that I'm also being pushy and bossy towards my bandmates. I've had to learn to stop and apologize when I catch myself saying something that comes across harsh, which a lot of that harshness was rooted in trying to juggle a dozen different projects and make sure that everything gets done, especially when my bands were first starting out. I would lash out in passive-aggressive ways and small jabs, hoping that my bandmates would get the hint, rather than learning to just outright ask for help. So, learning to communicate my feelings in a healthy way has been a hugely important aspect of growing my bands, but more importantly, in growing and maturing myself as a teammate. I don't know about you, but I consider my bandmates to be my absolute best friends. I know them better than I know most anyone else on the planet. We've experienced some of our highest points of our lives together, but we've also experienced a lot of the lowest seasons as well. It's pivotal that you be able to trust and depend on your bandmates, especially when the doo-doo hits the fan. Your bandmates need to know that you are on their side, that you got their back, that you are their biggest fan. There's one more massive aspect of communication that I'd like to cover before we move on, and that is
responsiveness.
This is a double-sided dagger topic that cuts both ways. Organizing and scheduling for a band can be extremely difficult, with rehearsals, shows, recording sessions, music videos, touring plans. The list goes on. It can easily become a nightmare of a puzzle trying to get everyone's times and everyone's lives and everyone's schedules lined up so you can get stuff done. So a tremendously important part of learning to have healthy communication in your band is responsiveness. Every band that I've ever talked to always has 1,000 stories about how one of the members sends a message to the rest of the group saying, "Hey, we got invited to play this show," or "Hey, look, there's an opportunity over here. Can you guys do it?" And the only response that they get is, this can rapidly become a huge frustration for whoever is planning your band's schedule. So if your band is having a problem being unresponsive, be sure to bring it up at your next rehearsal in a healthy way. At all costs, avoid being accusatory or aggressive or throwing the blame around. As best as you can, explain to your bandmates what you expect and what you need from them. Ask if they can make more of an effort and be more responsive in your communication.
But, and big but,
The other side of that dagger of responsiveness
is patience.
I'm sure that you have experience with an annoying person who messages you, and if you don't respond within 2 minutes, then they send you another message. So, keep that in mind and be patient, especially when it's not a time-sensitive or an important issue that needs to be resolved right then. And remember, just because you're not busy doesn't mean that they aren't. Maybe they're working, they can't check their phone right now. Maybe they're driving and they shouldn't be checking their phone right now. Or maybe they're feeling bummed out and they just need to take a frickin' brain break. If it needs an immediate response, then give them a quick call. If it can wait a while, then shoot them a text and come back later and check in. I personally keep all alerts and notifications on my phone turned off at all times, but that's because I personally can't function and can't focus on what's in front of me and get my work done when my phone is bleeping and blurping every 10 seconds. Wow. Someone I haven't talked to in 12 years just updated the relational status from single to it's complicated. Thanks, Facebook. Honesty, clarity, responsiveness, empathy for each other's feelings. These are the ingredients to make the perfect little girls. And these are the ingredients to healthy communication in your band. And knowing the appropriate time and place to squash the beef with someone. Don't let your irritations and frustrations with each other damage your friendship with your bandmates. If you have any plans at all of cramming yourselves into a van and hitting the road for weeks on end with no personal space, you're gonna need to know how to communicate. Thank you for tuning in to the DIY Band Bible. My goal is to guide your band from sucky to suck less to
Success!
Let me know in the comments if I forgot to mention anything important about communication in this video. Or feel free to share a story about how bad communication caused an issue for your band in the past. Or if you have any questions or feedback, I would love to hear from you. If you would like to support the DIY Band Bible,
Then you know what to do.
subscribe to catch some future videos, and if you enjoyed this one,
Hit me with some thumbs.
my next video for commandment number 3 is on the way. We'll be taking a close look at
Band member roles and how to divide up the work to conquer your goals.
Thank you so much for watching. My name is Taylor, and
Remember, thou shalt not suck!